Get ready to elevate your entertaining game with these delectable delights that are not only easy to make, but also bursting with flavor. Bursting, delectable, 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 delectable. Hi, I'm Tara the Foodie, and I take the mystery out of cooking for you. With a few basic ingredients and a touch of creativity, you'll have a trio of puff pastry pinwheels that will leave your taste buds dancing and your guests asking for more. Get ready to impress with these versatile, easy, and absolutely delicious appetizers. Now let's get cooking. So let's get things started with our first variation of puff pastry pinwheels, and this one is a Mediterranean variety. So everything that we need to make a Mediterranean puff pastry pinwheel, say that 3 times fast, is all right here in front of me. So of course you need your puff pastry, and when you buy it, this is what it's going to look like. It's gonna be in a package like this, and then you kind of open it up and you just let it sit out like this on your counter so that it can thaw and it'll be ready for you to use. So we've got 2 sheets of puff pastry, and then I just have just a small bowl of flour. So I'm gonna put that on my cutting board so that the dough doesn't stick to the cutting board as we're moving it around and putting all the toppings on. So to a large bowl, you want to add first some softened cream cheese. This is 8 ounces of cream cheese, and I just put it in the microwave for about 30 seconds so that it's soft enough to where we can mix it up easily. And then I'm going to add 8 ounces of, it used to be frozen spinach, and I thawed it out. And it's chopped spinach. When you buy it, it's frozen chopped spinach. Thaw it out, and then once you've thawed it, you want to make sure that you squeeze all of the water out of it so that it's nice and dry. So I'm going to go ahead and add this to the bowl. Now I have a cup of chopped artichoke hearts. And these are the marinated artichoke hearts that you can buy in a little jar at the grocery store. I bought 2 little jars, then I drained them, put them on a cutting board, and chopped them up. And I'm gonna go ahead and add these to the bowl. So now let's season things up with these 3 seasonings. I've got a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, and a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. And now it's time to stir it all up. Okay, stir now.
You can stir.
Okay.
Go in and just
Get it.
Stir that together.
And see how easy it is to stir because I softened up that cream cheese. So once you have this mixed up, we can go ahead and get our puff pastry ready to go. All right, so the first thing that you want to do is grab a little bit of flour because again, we don't want our puff pastry to stick to our cutting board. Just take a pinch of flour and just sprinkle it all over your cutting board. Spread it around just so it's a nice dry surface. Now go ahead and grab 1 package of your puff pastry. You're gonna lay it down this way, and we're just gonna open it up. And it's pretty delicate, so just be careful with it. So we'll put this one here, and then I'm gonna grab the other one and put it right beside it. So as long as you have like a full-size cutting board, you'll be fine. You'll have enough room. So we're ready to place the ingredients on the puff pastry, and then we'll just roll them up. That's how easy these appetizers are, and that's why you're watching this video. If you've got a party to go to and you want to make something that is good and looks good, but easy to throw together, this is what you want to make. Puff pastry pinwheels are something that you want to have in your back pocket so you can show up to any party armed with one of the most delicious appetizers anybody is going to eat when they're there. So grab your bowl of cream cheese, spinach, artichoke hearts, and seasonings, and we're going to spread this onto our puff pastry. Now, one thing you want to do as well is leave a little bit of a border around the whole thing, because when you roll anything like this, everything's going to kind of smush together and it will expand. So if you have it going all the way to the edge, it's just going to go squirt out everywhere. So I was actually going a little bit too far. So try to leave a bit of a border around the whole thing. Babe.
Yeah.
So now all you have to do to finish these up before we're ready to roll them is add the other ingredients right on top. This is so easy, right? So we'll start with the feta cheese. I've got a cup of crumbled feta cheese here. I'll just sprinkle it on. This is gonna give you that Mediterranean flavor, the feta cheese. The next ingredient is chopped Kalamata olives, which I love. So I've got those here. We have a cup's worth of chopped Kalamata olives. Again, add as many as you want, and I'm gonna do that on both now. The next ingredient is a cup of chopped roasted red pepper. So you can buy roasted red peppers in a jar in the international aisle where you would buy your different Italian items. And then you just take the roasted red peppers out of the jar and chop them up. And that's what I did here. So now I'm gonna sprinkle on the pepper onto our puff pastries. And you're adding some delicious, beautiful color. The final ingredient is the cheese of your choice, but I chose Gouda cheese, which is I would say my most favorite cheese. Gouda cheese is so good. Just go ahead and sprinkle this cheese over both of your puff pastries to top it all off. Oof, looks so good. I think I'm gonna have some left over, babe, for you to snack on and me to snack on. There you go. Oh my God.
The benefits of filming with a foodie.
Now it's time for us to roll these up. Are you nervous? Because I am. It'll be fine, right? It'll be fine. Okay. This is what we're gonna try and do.
Roll up your sleeves.
Roll up your sleeves. You're gonna pick up the dough, and we're just gonna keep rolling until we have one big fat roll. Here we go. Take this over. Just take your time. And don't push too hard, but just enough to move everything forward. When you get to the end, maybe use your fingers to try and keep it in, which seems to be working for me. And then just roll it until the seam is on the bottom. Now you can kind of give it just a little bit of a squeeze, not much, but just a little bit so it is sealed on the bottom. There's the first one. We were successful. And now we'll do the second one. So now I have both puff pastry rolls finished. And the only thing left to do is slice these into puff pastry pinwheels and then bake them up. Another great thing about this recipe is that you can make this ahead of time. So right now, what you could do, if this was like the day before or even a couple of days before your party, is you can go ahead and wrap this in plastic wrap and put it in the fridge. And it can sit there for days. And then they're ready to go, and all you would have to do is slice them up and bake them when you're ready to put them out for your party. How easy is that? But we're gonna go ahead and bake them, so let's go ahead and slice them. And the first thing we want to do is cut off just the very edge, just both ends we want to cut off because they're uneven, they're not exactly what we want them to look like. So we're just going to get rid of the ugly ends. So just go ahead and cut that off. Okay. And I'll turn it around and cut this side. Good. So now we're going to go ahead and cut these into pinwheels about 1 inch thick.
That worked out good.
Yeah. and then just kind of lay it on its side. That bad boy back in there. And then put it on your cookie sheet. Now keep in mind, when these go in the oven, that dough is gonna puff up, and it's not, you know, right now it just kind of looks kind of wonky. It is going to puff up and everything's gonna melt, and it's just going to turn into just the coolest appetizer. I'm gonna go ahead and finish cutting these into pinwheels. Now that I have my pinwheels all sliced up, they're gonna go ahead in a 400-degree oven for about 15 minutes or until they are golden brown. Okay, let's take a look. And here are my Mediterranean puff pastry pinwheels. And as you can see, they are golden brown, and this is the color that you're looking for. Now these were in the oven for about 25 minutes. So, you know, put them in, start checking them around the 15-minute mark. It depends on how many pinwheels you're putting in your oven. It depends on your oven itself, how many times you're checking, that kind of thing. So really, you're just looking for this golden brown color, and that's when you take them out of the oven. My second variation of puff pastry pinwheels is the pesto pinwheel. And this is what you need to make those. So of course, you need your puff pastry. So I've got 2 more sheets of puff pastry here. And then we need pesto. I've got a 1/2 cup of prepared pesto straight from the jar. Then I have 1½ cups of shredded mozzarella, 4 tablespoons of grated Parmesan cheese, and sliced prosciutto. So let's go ahead and get our dough ready on our cutting board. And again, I'm just going to dust this cutting board with a little bit of flour, just to make sure that it doesn't stick. And then I'll open up the dough. So the first step to making the pesto puff pastry pinwheels is start with your pesto. So as you can see, it has the olive oil that kind of likes to separate from it. So you just want to stir it up really nicely so that it's combined. And now we are going to spread half on each of our pastries. So we have our pesto all spread out, leaving some border area. And now we are going to lay our prosciutto slices. You always get your prosciutto kind of like in these packages with this paper in between, and because you can see it sticks. So you just want to carefully separate the meat so that you can try to get a full sheet. Okay. All right, so we've got 1 sheet here, but it's going to cover this much. Oh my gosh. This is fun. Do your best. You know, that's all you can do. God damn. However you can, cover the area with the meat. It's going to be in pieces. A piece there. Oh shit, it worked. See, I told you it would work out. Were you worried? I wasn't worried. No. Now, we're gonna add our cheeses. So we have our mozzarella cheese. We'll put half on each. And then we're gonna top that cheese with Parmesan cheese. Now all that's left to do is roll them up. This is such an easy process. I just feel like making just the weirdest pinwheels ever, you know? Just putting together some weird combinations. Comment below what combination of ingredients you would put in your pinwheel. Get weird. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and slice up our pesto puff pastry pinwheels. Let's put these in a 400-degree oven, and we don't know how long they're gonna take because they have less ingredients in them. So again, we are gonna check them at 15 minutes, and we are going to leave them in until they are golden brown. Okay, let's take a look at our pesto puff pastry pinwheels. Ooh, they're nice and poofy. They're golden brown. And here are my pesto puff pastry pinwheels. Look at the bubbling golden brown cheese and the pesto peeking out, and you can see the little bits of the delicious prosciutto ham. They are gonna be so good. But I'm gonna go ahead and put these aside because I have one more variation of puff pastry pinwheels to show you. What you doing there, babe?
I'm trying not to eat.
Have you already tried some of the pinwheels? Have you?
I am not going to incriminate myself.
And now for the third variation of puff pastry pinwheels, I'm going to show you how to make pepperoni pizza puff pastry pinwheels. Now you say that 3 times fast. Pepperoni pizza puff pastry pinwheels, pepperoni pizza puff pastry pinwheels, pepperoni pizza puff pastry pinwheels. See, I'm really good at things when I drink beer. I can't believe I did that.
I can't believe it either.
Okay, so this is the last one. We're getting a little loopy here in the kitchen, but we're excited. We've got some amazing puff pastry pinwheels sitting on our dining room table back there with Santa and the elf on the shelf and an avocado, all kinds of people back there. I don't know what's going on in the dining room, honestly. It's interesting. So let's add to our collection. Now this is a variation everyone is gonna like, right? Everybody likes pepperoni pizza. Again, we are going to start. Just flour our cutting board just a little bit. Make sure nothing sticks. And just smooth it around.
So do you just leave it in the fridge?
Yeah, once it's thawed, you might want to keep it a little cool so that it's a little easier to work with. So you can pop it back in the fridge just to keep it chilled as you're making them. Now it's time to add our ingredients. Now let me talk you through the ingredients to this pepperoni pizza puff pastry pinwheel. I have 3/4 cup of prepared pizza sauce. So I just bought some jarred pizza sauce that I know I like. I have 22 pepperonis here. We should have about 32 pepperonis, but Juicy Joe kept eating the pepperoni.
I love me some pepperoni, okay?
We're gonna make it work. Just have some pepperoni.
Listen,
So maybe
we were supposed to film this a while ago.
Yeah. We got sick.
No, you can't keep pepperoni in the fridge with me around, okay?
No, I agree. I almost ate it, so.
You're lucky you got 22.
I know I am. So just, get some pepperoni, make it work. This is a cup of mozzarella cheese and 1/3 of a cup of Parmesan cheese. And then this is a 1/2 cup of chopped pepperoncini. So the banana pepper rings, pepperoncini is another way to put it. If you get those in a jar, just chop them up, and that's what I have here. So, we are gonna do a trick. Let me get a plate.
Pro tip.
Can you hand me a paper towel, babe? A two-banger there? Can he do it one-handed? Oh, yes. Thank you, babe. Get yourself a paper towel and a plate. And what we're gonna do is take a little bit of the grease out of our pepperonis, and that way the grease doesn't spill all over as they're baking in the oven and our pinwheels aren't too greasy. I mean, I like my pizza a little greasy, I mean, come on. But this will make it so they're a little more pleasing to the eye. So we're gonna go ahead and take our pepperonis and just lay them on the paper towel on a plate. And this plate is gonna go in the microwave for just about 20 seconds or so. Just until they start to sizzle, really.
All 21 of them.
No, no, no! Get out of there. No, you don't. No, you don't. Just pop these in the microwave for about 20 seconds or so, or until they start to sizzle. Okay, so now we're just gonna dab off the excess oil that came up from having them in the microwave. Just kind of dab them off. There we go. There. That's gonna give us a better product, I think. We are going to get a spoon and we're gonna spoon our pizza sauce on each of the puff pastries. And remember again to leave that border around the edges. Let's do our cheese next. And again, this is a mixture of mozzarella and Parmesan. Now for our pepperonis. So we have 22, is that what we have, babe?
22.
So 11 on each side. That works. And then for a little pop of color and flavor, pepperoncinis. Now it's time to roll them up. And now it's time to slice these up and get them on the sheet pans. And now these are gonna go into a 400-degree oven for about 15 to 18 minutes or until they are golden brown. All right, let's check on our pepperoni pizza puff pastry pinwheels. Oh, they're beautiful. And here are my pepperoni pizza puff pastry pinwheels.
What time is it?
You know what time it is? It's my favorite time of every video. Time to taste. Oh, hi. Oh, oh, it's wine. Oh, you guys know I like some wine every once in a while, and I thought since we have all these beautiful puff pastry pinwheels to try. I'm pretty sure every single one of these flavor combinations is going to taste real good with a nice glass of wine. So let's go ahead and open this baby up. Ooh, yeah. Babe, you want some?
Absolutely.
Here you go, honey. All right. Cheers to our successful video, just yet another one, and delicious, easy appetizers for our viewers to make. I think I would like to try them in order of how I made them. So I'm going to go first to the Mediterranean variety. And these puff pastry pinwheels have, if I can remember, spinach, artichokes, cheese, Kalamata olives. It has roasted red peppers, feta cheese. There's a couple different cheeses in there. I think that's about it. I mean, how could you go wrong with that combination of flavors? It's just packed full of flavor. I mean, every single ingredient that I mentioned, you taste them. They all go together so well. And the nice thing about these appetizers is that they're wonderful room temperature as well. And let's see how it is with a glass of wine. I was right. I'm gonna set this one aside and I'm gonna try another one. So let's go for this one here. Or this is the Pesto Puff Pastry Pinwheel, which has pesto, cheese, and prosciutto. It's so good. I know I always say that, but it's so good. The little amount of prosciutto that I put on them, just the thin layer, is all you need. It's a strong flavor coming through of the prosciutto, of the pesto, of the cheese. Perfectly balanced flavors, just delicious, nice and salty, nutty because of the pesto. Definitely a winning combination as well. Now it's time to eat some pizza. And pizza's really good with red wine. I don't know if you've done that. It's really good, so try it. Pepperoni pizza puff pastry pinwheel. Look at the back too, by the way. They're all like caramelized on the back. They're just beautiful.
Is that your favorite?
I love them all. Oh my gosh.
Come on now.
This one is juicier because it's got the pizza sauce on it, and then it's also juicy because of the pepperoncinis. It doesn't have that much pepperoni on it, but you can still taste it, really well. So you don't have to load them up with pepperoni. You can put more on if you want, but just so you know, it's not really necessary. All the flavors are coming through. It tastes like a delicious pizza with the most amazing flaky crust. And that's what all these pinwheels are. Like I said before, the possibilities are endless on what type of puff pastry pinwheels you can make. Just think of your favorite flavor combinations, get creative, put them on some puff pastry, roll them up, and cut them into pinwheels, and you will be good to go. You will have your favorite thing in appetizer form, and they are easy to make. I'm Tara the Foodie, taking the mystery out of cooking for you, and I will see you next time.
I got my wine, my baby. Look at you over here. I'll finish this pizza one up for you.
You're gonna get all the flavors? Can you taste everything? So spiky.
Very flaky, but I guess that's what the pastry is all about.
We're not doing so hot on our keto diet this holiday season.
Nobody out there knows that we're even keto in it.
Yeah.
Eh.
We're what we want to be. When we want to be it.
Happy.
Happy.
I'm ready for this pesto.
Oh my gosh.
Pesto, pesto.
You're gonna love it.
Oh,
You love pesto
I
too.
love pesto. Right away. And pesto is just like, hello? Hello, taste buds. I'm going to F your mouth right now. We can probably finish off the whole tray.
We do whatever we want. It's Christmas Eve. I don't know if you noticed, but it is Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas to all of you from Juicy Joe and Tara the Foodie.